Crafting Vicky here with you, and today we're making a set of postcards, and I figured I was going to use some more of my big 12 by 12 papers, and I did it different this time around. Instead of just collaging papers on top, I did collage some papers on top, but then I stitched and I gessoed and I did all sorts of goodies on it. So yeah, I have prepared a video of most of the technique I've used for this paper, well, this kind of the different steps and layers that I've done, and it's going to be over on my Patreon. I also had somebody ask last time that I shared some papers like similar to this, if I had shown a video on how to make it, and yes, but it's over on Patreon. And yes, I mentioned Patreon a lot, but it's because it is helping to get products and stuff that I can use for this channel, and obviously I want to make some content that is a bit special for them, and so that's why. But you guys get to see a whole lot of the stuff I do anyway, so just wanted to mention that if you want that extra content, it's over there, and I do a bunch of different bonus videos often, and all that good stuff. So yeah, so that's what it is. I've done one set of postcard already, so there's going to be two sets in the store this week. There's going to be this set, and all the flowers have been done by myself, and I've stamped the sentiment as well. Which is something I forgot to do, and I'm gonna have to do out of camera because it takes me forever to stamp all these sentiments. But yeah, I've end drawn the flowers, and I think they really turned out gorgeous. So this is what I'm gonna be sharing with you guys. I did scan these, and I will probably try to make myself some stickers that I can use in some of my makes, because I just thought they turned out so gorgeous. And so you know, obviously the original will be sold, but it'd be nice to be able to have some for me later. So I wanted to share with you the last step of this process, because now the papers have been glued, they've been colored, they've been all of that good stuff. Then I'm going to be stamping, and I'm going to use some of the new stamps that I got from Tim Holtz, which is the Stampers Anonymous, the Reflection Collection. I love that set so much. I'm so happy I got it. It's perfect for this sort of thing. This is not the one I want. I wanted the numbers. I love this so much. It's just awesome. It just adds that extra little something to your pages, and just makes the background pop a little bit more. And I love all the different layers. Usually I open up my drawer so I have that extra space. I've got really limited space here to work, so yeah. Got to use all I can. And then I'm going to use some of this script as well. I really love that script. It's just, yeah, it just makes it very yummy. And I want to use the stuff that I got, you know, like if I'm getting some new things, I really want to start using them, so I get in the habit of pulling them out, and I just don't keep them hidden away. So that's the first thing. And then the next one is I use this stencil from Tim Holtz, which is the Harlequin. You can see I've used it a lot, so it's got paint all over. So I'm using this side, and I'm using the Seedless Preserve, and it's kind of a deep purple, and I just love how it turned out on top of this. I just think it's just the right pop. And I don't know what it is with me, but I'm really obsessed with the yellow, the teal, and the pink right now. I don't know. It's just, I'm obsessed with that color scheme. I want to put it everywhere. So basically, just continuing to layer it to the point where you're happy. Because don't forget, this is being cut into pieces. So once you've cut it up into different pieces, it really doesn't show the same as it does full sheet. So that's the next step. Then what you would do is just cut it into strips. I cut it I cut the sheet into two, so 6 inches, and then 4 inches, because the postcards I have are 6 by 4, and I say 6 by 4, but it's, I'm sorry if I'm making a noise beside the camera, trying to put the paper back so it's not taking room on my space. I say approximate because when I cut it, none of them is exactly, like, often there's a little strip, so I end up having a little bit less than the 6 inches, but it's pretty close. So with the magic of camera, I didn't want to, you know, spend so much time gluing stuff, so I figured I was gonna just prep them in advance. So then the only other step that's required, and it looks like it's not much, but making this paper took me a few days because of the drawing time and like all the gluing and then the stitching and so yeah, it's it looks like, because I'm doing it on camera like this, it doesn't look like much, but it is a long it is a long process. I just think the seedless preserve is just perfect for this, and I'm really happy to have used some of the Valentine's Day paper that I had. I have a big stash of 12 by 12 papers from Recollection that I purchased way back when I was doing scrapbooking, and haven't done that in years. So I purchased that set, and it's the seasons, and I had a ton of Valentine's Day ones, and I don't make a lot of Valentine's Day cards anymore, so I was not using it. And I still had some from way back when I was making cards of leftover little pieces, and I've been using them to make my calendars, but I mean, there's only one February per year, right? So I wasn't using those very often. Therefore, I decided to use them for this, and I really love how it turned out. I'm really happy, pleased with this. So I'm gonna put this away because we don't need it anymore. So I've got them all on a big one of those big hooks, and it's just very convenient. Usually they hang overhead in my garage, but right now I'm working in the other room, so trying to make sure that there's not too much glare for you guys. So the next step is I'm going to be making the flowers, and so I have this here, which is a ribbon for calculators, and I had gotten this at the thrift store, and I've had it for years, like for a long time, probably a good 2 years. And I used it once or twice to make some, borders type of thing. Like I collage paper on top. 5. And but then I haven't really been using them since, and I thought, why not use these to make, because I didn't want something too big. There's a lot of people that say, well, you cover all your beautiful painty paper, so I didn't want the image to be too big. And this, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of translucent. You can kind of see the background through it, kind of, not fully, but still a bit. So I thought that would be fun. And then I'm using one of my micron pens, and I've got in this pouch. I love pencil case. I'm like such a big kid. This is a keto pencil case, and I just love the characters and the color. So yeah, I've got tons of these pouches everywhere in the house. And this one houses my Jane Davenport and watercolor brushes, which I don't use enough. And somehow one of them must have leaked, because every time I pick up stuff in this pouch, I end up having blue fingers. And you can see that it stained the inside of the pouch, but not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. I don't know. Let's pull out one so that we can test it out. Because I did the other flowers already, so I don't want... Oh, this is black. It says deep sea, but it's really dark. I don't want that dark. I think I might want... I want some yellow. What about the beach? The bit pale. I do have my clean zig liners too, and I've got some... I could use these. Might be pretty. This is Kuretake Zig Clean Color Real Brush. I have a bunch of these as well. I don't use them enough. That's my thing. So I'm trying to pull out my supplies, because these supplies here were all part of the stuff that I would bring to work and play during my lunch hour. But now obviously I haven't been going to work. Okay, I've got a pen that's broken in here. Pull out those pieces at least. Yeah, so I've got all kinds of, like, I've got micron pens and stuff like that in different sizes, because that's what I used at work, and it was very convenient to use these at work because of the fact that it's watercolor, but you don't usually get the mess, except that this time, yeah. I pulled out this book, which is the one I usually tear images out of, because I wanted to have some ideas on flowers and such, and that's what that kind of inspired me. So I figured I would pull it out again and use that as inspiration for the little flowers I would be making with you guys. So I'm not making very fancy flowers, just doodling and but I still figure it's my art. It's kind of nice, so I'm really trying to create more art by myself, you know. I'm forcing myself out of my box. And I'm not doing the stem in green, just because I tried it in the green and I didn't like it. I thought it didn't look as pretty as with just the black. Okay, so I like these leaves, and then I think I want to use this bright one. So I'm just gonna make a little flower. So I'm enjoying it. I'm trying, as I said, to become more of an artist myself. And just create my own stuff instead of just coloring other people's stuff. And I can't wait to show you guys, because I've done a lot of drawings in a book that I had started in 2016, and oh my god, the changes, it's insane. It really shows that there's a big change in the way I art. Okay, so, and I draw. So Victorian velvet is what I've decided to use with these, because I thought they were softer and I didn't want it to be as dark and as stark as the border. Obviously these postcards, because there's lace on them, I wouldn't mail them as is. I would put them in an envelope. So then what I did is I used one of those. I've got this strip of ribbon, and I just thought it was so pretty. I didn't want to just use it in any type, like I was trying to find a way to highlight it, and then I thought of using it this way, and I really loved how it turned out, and I just think it's so soft and pretty, and just the perfect little detail on this. So then I just stapled it together. I'm hoping I stapled it on the paper. Yeah, kind of. And then what I did is I just place it on the card with the sentiment. Now, yeah, it's barely on the paper. I think I'm gonna take it apart because I'm afraid it's not gonna stay. And because I'm not, the lace I'm not gluing down, just gluing down the piece of paper, so if the lace is not well attached to it, it's not gonna work. So let's try this again. Because it's on camera, then I mess it up. Okay, here we go. So then I would just put a sentiment, and I will make one in front of you guys, but then I'll take the other ones, I'll do the other ones apart because it's going to take forever otherwise. But I'll do the other flowers so you can see the making of those. I don't know if it's going to be of interest to somebody, but it might be, so. Hopefully some of you guys will like seeing this. It's kind of relaxing to make these squiggly lines. I'm gonna use the yellow for this one and just make my little yellow flowers. And here we go. managed to make a little mark, so it's going to become another little stem. Whoa, that was way too big. I don't know what happened there. I must have squeezed it. Okay, save the situation. Now that's what happens when you squeeze them. They just kind of splurt out. But it's fun to use them, and I haven't been using them to the full extent. So like I said, I'm trying to use up what I have and to use a stash that I usually was using at work, because obviously I'm working from home. So otherwise they don't get used at all. And I'm thinking that one of my palettes from Jane Davenport must be at work, because I can't find it anywhere. Very annoying. So the question is, do I put 2 on this one, or do I just put 1? I might put 2 on this one. Whoops, I almost did a boo-boo. So I hope you guys are all staying well. I was happy to spend some of my day Saturday with some of you. It was really a lot of fun. I missed doing the lives. It's just so long to set up though. It just takes me forever to do all the setup of the lights and the cameras and making sure that everything will work, and the microphone and everything. Oh. So yeah, that's why I don't do them all that often. I'm gonna put the pink. I love this lace. Like, I love it so much. And I just think it's the perfect use for it, because the colors are so pretty with it. So pretty. I think I might put it that way, this one. Okay, so then next one. Oops. Slip and sliding. So obviously I use kind of the book as an inspiration, but I don't follow it. I don't draw exactly what is in it, but I'm just taking some inspiration. Hoping I'm in frame. Yeah. And it's fun to use this paper because, like I said, I've had it for a while and I wasn't using it, so it's kind of nice to finally find a use for it, other than to make borders. It was just the perfect size as well, so really fun. Okay, so this one I'm going to make pink, even though in the drawing it's not pink at all. Still going to put it pink because I feel that this should be pink. I don't understand why starfish. To me, I don't know, I guess they're pinkish, but I don't think they're that pink. So Here we go. My husband and son are working on the Raspberry Pi project. And it's not a real Pi, it's a computer. It's a mini computer, in case you're wondering and thinking that they're baking a pie. They're not. So you might be hearing them. This one, I think I'm just going to put one. And again, you can bet I'm going to do the mistake on one of them. And glue it down. Whoops. So you'll be able to find these postcards in my Etsy store, and the description box below I will have the link to them. It's going to be one listing with the two sets. And then I guess you can choose which one you're interested in from that. And thank you so much for everybody that has been purchasing from my Etsy store. I really appreciate it. Trying to keep it more restocked this year and to have more artsy stuff in it. I'm having fun drawing these flowers. I don't know if it shows, but I just think they're very fun to make. Okay, and for this one, let's use this color. I'm going to extend my line a little bit to curve it a little bit more so I can have two hanging. Yeah, I have to be careful, there's still ink that's not dried on there. Want to mess it up. Okay, and I'm gonna do the edge right away before I cut the lace, so maybe I'm not gonna be tempted to put the lace first. Here we go. And again, I think this one I'm just going to put it at the bottom. And yes, I always end up putting it on the same side, I know, but I don't know. I just like it better on that side. I can't really explain to you why. And so we've got one left. one left. So I'm sorry if I'm not speaking a lot, just in my head. I'm gonna go with the purple again. So and here we go. Put these away so I have a little bit more room. And I can put that one away too. This down a bit more. Okay, so I will be needing that one again, but I won't be needing the preserved one, so we can put that one away. And I'm gonna need this here, and I think I will use 2 for that one, and then I can put that ribbon away. And I can put the book aside as well. Whoops, I do need this though. And pink. And there goes the last one. So now for the sentiment, where did I put my box? I put it all the way over there. I have some mini stamps. I was looking for these in a recent video and I couldn't find them. And I knew I had a bunch because I remembered purchasing these while I was at Michael's in the US while camping a long time ago, and I would purchase these little things because they were really cheap, and so I accumulated a bunch of them. But the letters I used to make my words last time were these ones, but I'm thinking I want to make it different, so I'm thinking I'm going to use maybe these this time. So I'm gonna need to find a way to store these closer by, because it's really fun to be able to use them for your art journaling and stuff, and little mixed media pieces, especially when you're doing something small. And yeah, so I'm using the same Distress ink, the Victorian Velvet. I think I'm going to start this one with Believe. Oops, I was going to use the wrong thing. No kidding, I wasn't. I was going to use the exclamation mark. No kidding. It was not. I couldn't believe I hadn't used the I before. Now I'm having a blank. That's where. Okay, I'm writing it right. It was looking strange to me for some reason. Does that happen to you? Or is it just because I'm French and that sometimes a word will look strange to me? And I second doubt myself. I second guess myself, I should say. Okay, so I'm gonna just use this here. And I think for the rest of the process, I will be speed doing the portion. So I'll stop the camera, and so that I know that this part is the one that's speed up, and I'll do my words, and then I'll be back with the gluing and assembling of the rest of them. So you saw me make all my little labels, and like I said, it takes a little while to make them, so I probably speeded up the process for you guys and put some music. Hopefully you liked, you enjoyed. So now I'm just gonna glue down the pieces. I'm gonna use this Soho tape for the little sentiments, just because I think some of them are too small to put with the other, but I will be adding some glue just to make sure that the whole piece is safe. It's really fiddly to remove, and I always get my hands fully coated at the end of the day, like I've got glue everywhere. Oops. Lifting up without having the adhesive on top of the... So I really loved how soft these turned out. I'm really happy with my design and my little drawings. I hope that you guys enjoyed them as well. They will be a little bit more expensive than the typical postcard where I just use an image that's been done by somebody else, just because it took me a lot longer to make these postcards. So I will be selling them a tiny bit more than my typical ones, but they don't cost a lot to ship, so shipping is really low. It's a regular size envelope that I can put them in, so that's a good thing. In case you want a little piece of art you can use in your journals, or you can send out to others. Up to you. So that's the first one. Just be yourself. Trying to find sentiments that would be different from this set from the other set, because I didn't want the two sets to be saying the same thing, even though they're different anyway because of the fact that the flowers are not the same. I obviously didn't, and the paper doesn't turn out the same either. Because that's the fun part of those papers, is that none of them turn out exactly the same, so you don't know what it's going to look like before you put them together, which just makes it more magical, I think. I can never find the opening. I hate this tape so much. I'm anxious to have it finished. I like the Soho or Scorpal tape, but this one I hate it. This is tape that I had purchased from Tape Jungle. I love their tape for the tape gun, the ATG gun, but I hate it for this. Hate it with a passion, because you can't tear it. You need to use scissors, and that really bothers me. Just in case you're wondering. And I still have a ton of it, as you can see. I've gone through, I think, 3 of these while I'm still working on this one, because clearly I prefer to use my Scorpal Soho tape. But yeah, so I'm trying to use it up. Got it, so need to use it up. Kind of like here, you can see the stitching through the image. That's what I was saying, like the paper is very thin, so you can kind of see some of the the different other layers. So this one says memories. Keeps. And while I was taping, I was creating the little words. I was listening to Courtney Diaz, Little Raven Inc. I'm part of her Patreons, and I fell behind, so there's a bunch of her videos that I haven't watched, so that's what I'm doing. And I want to become a Patreon too of By Bun. I love her art, and she's very inspiring to me. So that might happen this month as well. Try to support other artists as much as I can. Yeah, find inspiration from them. And I'm also very much enabled by them because I see their supplies, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like I want all the supplies, all the goodies, just because I'm thinking that it's going to make me an artist. Which obviously it's not the supplies, it's how you use them that makes a difference. But yeah, so struggling to call myself an artist, but I think that's what I'm becoming. Especially through making stuff like this, which is my own. Feels even more my own. But even this being said, I mean, there's a bunch of people that are collage artists and that are just amazing. And I would always say that they're artists, but I have trouble applying that word to me. So working on that this year. That's why I hate this tape so much, because you can't tear it. So it makes it a lot more difficult to use. I just hate it. But I'm determined to use it up. So it will happen. But you might hear me say how much I hate it quite a few times. It's really good. Like it sticks like there's no tomorrow. It's just that I don't like the fact that you can't tear it. That's the part that bugs me. Other than that, it's perfectly fine. My hands are all dirty now, full of ink. So this one says create. And we've got one last one that says believe. So I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying the journey that I'm on, and that you're liking what I'm creating as content. I know that I've said it many times, it's not for everybody's taste. But I'm trying to find a balance of stuff that I like to do. And I definitely like to get messy, as you can see, with inks and paints and that sort of good stuff. And I like to show you guys that you can make your own background. You don't have to have special papers and stuff to make it. Or if you have paper that you don't like, you can still find ways of using it, like I did here, so that nothing goes to waste, because supplies are expensive. So I know we really want to use them up, but sometimes they just end up staying in our stash because we don't know how to use them in a way that we would like. So I'm hoping that this inspires you to use up your stuff and to have fun with it. So here's the little set of postcards that we created, and here's the other set that I did previously. So as you can see, they're different, not the same colors and not the same sentiments, and yeah, but they're very much like they go together. So yeah, I hope you found this inspiring, that you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already and you want to see more of me, don't forget to subscribe. I push that little notification bell so that you know when I'm uploading. I'm trying to upload more to YouTube this year, and as well as doing more on my Patreon, and finding a balance in this. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the process and the journey with me. Love you guys. Stay safe. Bye.